Hi, my name is Valerie, and this is my third video on my no-poo experience. My first shower was on June 1st, where I used baking soda and apple cider vinegar, like everyone says to. My second shower was on June 5th, where I used an egg mask on my hair, as well as lime juice and water mixed together to break up that eggy smell. And today is June 9th, and I am going to use a tea on my hair. So this series has quickly gone from I am going to do baking soda and apple cider vinegar every 3 to 4 days and do other things in between if I feel I need to shower more often, to I'm just gonna try all these different recipes on my hair and see how my hair responds. So I'm really excited. I have decided to use marigolds and lemongrass because I grew those things myself. I dried them myself, and they're supposed to be good for lighter colored hair, oil, and dry scalp. Now, a lot of the recipes say to put vegetable glycerin in them so that you have something to pull the oil out of your hair. But I don't have that. I didn't think to buy any, so I'm just going to use the tea. And because tea is said to actually dry out your hair a little bit, I'm also going to use the apple cider vinegar as a conditioner. The vegetable glycerin also is supposed to be well known for keeping moisture in your hair, so that is another reason why I would want to use the apple cider vinegar, because I don't have that vegetable glycerin in there. So let's see how that goes. So we are going to be making a tea for my hair. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of marigold petals, which are in the calendula family, and 1 teaspoon of lemongrass. So the lemongrass is supposed to be really good for helping with oily hair or distributing oil through hair. And marigold petals, they're supposed to be good for lighter colored hair, bringing out your highlights, as well as a dry scalp and in general just oily hair again. This probably will not be perfect, but that is okay. Over off to the side, we have my water brewing, well, boiling in my kettle, getting there, getting nice and hot. So then I will be able to pour about a cup in, and oh dear, this is going to be difficult. I might have to do this with my fingers. And I'll let it steep for about 15 minutes. This is gonna require some cleanup. I grew these and dried these myself, so I know that they're not going to be too much of an issue when it comes to extra chemicals, because I didn't use pesticides or anything on these plants. A little extra never hurt, right? I'm actually going to put a little less than a cup in here because my little spray bottle doesn't fit a full cup of water. And if there needs to be any extra space filled in my spray bottle, I'll just add some cold water and it should be fine. Alright, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, now that it's been steeping for about 15 minutes, I have this, it's like a strainer slash funnel for like K-cup machine. And I'm actually gonna use this to get all this liquid in here and strain out my tea particles. We'll see how messy this gets. Oh dear. And we got it all over the counter. That's okay. This is not the best mug for doing this process. I recommend you use something that has more of like a thinner curved lip, I guess. Well, it's not too bad. I'll have to add a bunch of cold water to it, but it did its job. It strained it out. So this will be my initial rinse, and then because tea tends to dry out your hair, I've already measured out a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and mix it with water in my blue spray bottle. So I forgot to film my hair before the shower, so I'm just going to give you a synopsis of how greasy my hair was 4 days after my last shower, which, if we remember, was an egg mask and a lime juice and water mix in my hair. So if we remember, the egg mask didn't take as much oil out of my hair as we had thought it was going to, and that really showed today when I went to go and take my shower. So there was definitely a lot of oil in the top section of my hair. It was still not black, but it was definitely very dark brown, and it was more noticeable. It wasn't super stringy looking on top, but you could definitely tell. But because of the amount of oil, it definitely, I guess you could say, distributed down much farther through my hair, and in some sections it even got all the way to the bottom of my hair, so even some sections of the ends of my hair looked a little bit stringy and a little bit dark. And it didn't really have like a specific line as to where that oil stopped, but it kind of lightened up a little more than halfway down. So now, knowing that, I took my tea and I decided to spray my tea into my hair while my hair was still dry, and I let it sit in there for a little bit while the shower warmed up and I washed out the bottle. And then when I went to go rinse it out, because the tea doesn't really have any, I guess you could say, like surfactant or any like scrubbing part to it, I decided to just use my fingers, and I scrubbed at my scalp really vigorously for a good while. My arms were starting to get a little bit tired, and I thought that maybe that's enough, because when you what I've been reading is when you scrub with water, you really have to scrub at your hair to at least get the scalp clean. So I did that, my arms were getting tired, and I was like, maybe I should just do it one more time to be sure. So I went over everything again really good, and when I was rinsing that out, it didn't really feel like much of the oil had come out of my hair at all, and I almost did not want to use the apple cider vinegar and water mix that I made in my other spray bottle, but I already made it, so I thought I might as well just use it anyway, and I put that in my hair, massaged it through, rinsed it out really good. And from what I've been reading, this no shampoo method is supposed to help with the amount of hair that is shed. That is supposed to reduce the amount of hair that you lose, and I haven't really noticed that. Maybe it's because I've only taken about 3 showers, and that's something that you notice later in the process, but I still lose a lot of hair in the shower, and I still lose a few strands when I go to comb it. So I'm not too excited about how my hair is going to look when I go to, see it finally dry, but we're gonna see it when it's dry. So after my tea and apple cider vinegar shower, I'm not too impressed with it. It took some oil out of my hair. The ends look very clean, but as you can see, it's still kind of stringy and dark up here. And I think that is because in the tea I didn't put any glycerin in it. Vegetable glycerin is apparently supposed to help with grabbing that oil and pulling it out of your hair to make your hair more clean. And I definitely wouldn't do tea by itself. I would do tea in conjunction with one of the other recipes that will actually grab oil and pull it out of your hair. But in the next few days, I'm probably just going to take water-only showers to see if I can rinse some more out of my hair, some more of this oil, and we'll see how it looks in a few days.